now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Alliance Podcast. Today, we are reviewing the season finale of Star Wars Rebels. And Nick, what is the episode's name?
The episode name is Twilight of Apprentice.
Twilight of the Apprentice. So, tell me, Nikki, what do you think of this episode?
I thought it was just amazing overall. There was so many good stuff about it. We got Darth Maul return in season 3 coming up in probably October or November time this year. And, Kanan is now blind, spoiler alert. Um, and
Let's put the disclaimer. Yes, this is gonna have lots of spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled on what happens to Ahsoka or anybody else, don't watch the video, or at least go watch the episode and come back.
Yep. So, in the beginning of this episode, we get to see Ahsoka talking to Rex because Rex is a wee bit worried what's gonna happen to Ahsoka, kind of.
Kind of. Basically, they're going to the planet Makor to figure out what
Who,
Yoda was saying.
yeah, and who
How,
they're gonna meet there, or who is Malcor.
well, Ezra's the one who's saying who is Makor. Ahsoka and Ken know Makor's a planet, a Sith planet.
So there was a war many years ago in the Old Republic, and many Jedi fought to, get to the Sith Temple to destroy it, the Sith Holocron, and but they all failed. Everyone turned to stone. But here's a wee interesting fact that the new Inquisitor who we got introduced to, he blends in so well with the statues.
Well,
Like,
of
honestly.
course, he's all in black.
So
but
would you like to continue?
Yes. So while Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka are walking, they're talking about the legend you were saying about what happened there. Like there's always truth in legends and all that. And then after that, of course, Ezra picks up this one of the lightsabers here, which in one of your videos you thought it was going to be his new lightsaber.
Yes, I did, but I was wrong. So sorry about that, guys. I thought Ezra was gonna get a new lightsaber from the Old Republic, which would be kind of cool to see him having a cross-guard lightsaber. Now, this is my theory that Rebels is kind of connected to Star Wars: Force Awakens and Star Wars Episode 8.
I hope
completely fair.
I hope not. It's just me. I just want them to be a separate thing. It's just too long of a pass. This is too long of a thing. I don't want to. But and personally, I'm happy that this was not Ezra's new lightsaber. I just can't. It was just too big for him. I just couldn't see it done.
So
but yes,
yeah.
So after,
so after that, we get the U Inquisitor fighting all the three Jedi, Ahsoka, Kanan, and Ezra. Now, Ezra's kind of being a wee bit of a dick in a way. He would say, "Why is Kanan such a?" And we see the U Inquisitor bring out his U lightsaber, and he was like, "Free Jedi." And then he jumps backwards, and then he fires out missiles from nowhere. We did not see any, cannons or whatever. Then, Ezra protects Kanan, but Ezra falls down to the ground.
Yes, and this is the 8th Inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a nice scene there. It's like, but throughout this whole episode, someone pointed out every time Kanan always gets jumped in the back. Like he always gets some prize in the back,
Exactly.
And there's one thing. If there's one thing we have to disagree with, like I don't like about this episode, it's the whole frying with the lightsabers, the whole spinny fry thing.
Yeah.
I did not like that. It doesn't. If it was like a different weapon, or like if they had like a different thing for them to do that with, okay. But with a lightsaber, it just cheapens it a bit.
Well, we are trying to experiment what a lightsaber can do and all that stuff with
Yeah, but
Sith.
it doesn't make okay, I'm talking about Star Wars logic here, but it still doesn't make sense in Star Wars logic. They could have done something else. Like, give the Inquisitor jetpacks if you like, you know? I don't see a problem with that.
So anyway, after when Ezra falls down to ground, he is introduced by a mysterious figure. And who could this be other than Maul? So yes, guys, Darth Maul does return in Rebels, which was kind of like a big surprise in a way to all of us, because
No, it wasn't. It was super easy.
yeah, it was kind of super easy to guess that Darth Maul was coming back because this is actually fallen after the Dathomir comic, I believe they said.
Yes, yes, after the Ephemera
So
comic where Murtasan dies and Darth Maul escapes. And we saw in the teaser trailer that Old Master was here, and it was, of course, Darth Maul. Now, the one other thing I didn't like about this episode is other people like it. I just didn't. It's lots of the Yota lines and references that Darth Maul made when he first met Ezra. It's like a sack beat to beat. That's the problem with Rebels with lots of its dialogue. I've noticed is it likes to use lots of dialogue from the original
trilogy.
trilogy and in the prequels and just mixes it in together. And
And
I don't like that.
one thing what I did not like about this episode was that Ezra used Jabba again.
Yeah, that's getting old for me, you know. And even Darth Maul knows who Jabba. I mean, everyone knows who Jabba is, so it's like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
that's not a great Ailes. That's not a great disguised name, you know.
Hmm.
It's like, come on, man, Jesus, H. But we get Darth Maul, and I do admit he is real good in this episode, and I do like his character model, but he looks real long though for a old guy. So they could have maybe make him look just a bit older, you know, a little bit older. Press two, they screwed up on his markings on his forehead because of the Rebels design.
Yeah, which is kind of annoying. And I didn't like how he had that hooded, you know.
Yeah, that's the
So
other thing too. It's like I know you guys are on a budget, but if you can do a hood, then put him in a freaking robe or something, or make it seem like it's connecting somehow. It's like, oh, I just have this hood. This is hood with my bare naked chest. You know, look
yeah,
at that.
so after that, Darth Maul and Ezra talk for a wee bit until we reach the Sith temple or manage to find a way in. And Darth Maul was saying that the temple needs to be opened by two Siths.
Yeah, there's lots of fan stuff here about the rule of two that the Siths create and the Jedi accept. You know,
Hmm.
because only two Force wielders are to enter the temple. Only two can go up on the escalators, and even Darth Maul said too. Um, Only two, no more, no less. A
Hmm.
master and an
And the
apprentice.
apprentice. So after when they discover the entrance to the Jedi temple, Ezra was saying it's locked, and Darth Maul was saying, "Let go of your anger, let go of your hatred."
Mm-hmm.
And this
Well,
was
no, hold
actually
on, hold on. Let go. Let. Oh yeah, let your hate. No, yeah, let go of your hatred. Yeah.
yeah. So after that, they managed to lift the steel door, or the kind of like a rocky door, and Ezra was just like, "Whoa, come on, help me here. It's too
Well, we
heavy."
don't have. We don't have to go through each little thing here.
Yeah.
Basically, they had to lift up walks together with Ezra using his hate. And Ezra is very gullible a bit in this episode. You know, it's like he trusts Maul a little bit too easily, but I can see why though. It's because he feels like Maul understands him. You know, it's like, hey, look at what Maul trusts me. He thinks I have great high potential. Kanan, you don't do that. You know,
Hmm.
I can see why he trusts in Maul, because he wanted that praise that he wanted from Kanan. He really, really wanted that trust from Kanan, but he didn't got it from him, so he got it from Darth Maul.
Exactly.
And after they got the Holocron, um, Ezra jumps and Darth Maul saves Ezra, but for a second there, I think he just wanted the Holocron, but there was something in his eyes from what I saw when we watched an episode that made him feel like, okay, I want this kid as my apprentice.
So that is kind of like why it's called Twilight of the Apprentice.
Yeah. And then after that, they go out of the door, and we see the Inquisitors and Ahsoka and Kanan
Kanan.
fighting.
And then Darth Maul joins battle with Ezra. Now, this is a big letdown to me, to be honest, because I thought that Darth Maul was going to join the Ghost Crew, but he was just using the Jedi to get to the Holocron.
Okay, look at this image here. Do you think that he will join the Jedi? No.
Nope.
No, Darth Maul would not. But I did like that they were trying to play it out a bit,
Mm-hmm.
So
but
basically,
like, if you remember in one scene how he just told the Inquisitors, "Do you have it?"
Yeah,
like,
the Holocron.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically now they try and go up, after the big fight here with them, they try to go up and put the Holocron
into
on top of the temple. Yes, and then there's some dark stuff that happens when they're getting up there after the whole Darth Maul teaching us some more about the dark side, which I really like that. And I'm really surprised. No, actually not that surprised, but I'm really surprised too how Ezra really takes in the dark side a bit. Really takes in the lessons a bit.
And plus two, what we learned about the Malcor is that it was a weapon station, or like the Sith Temple was a weapon station.
Yeah, definitely a weapon station for sure. So basically, when Ezra is walking up on top of the temple with Darth Maul, the seventh sister,
Yep.
Appears, fights Ezra, then Darth Maul chokes the seventh sister, and she looks scared.
He wanted Ezra to kill her, but Ezra would not do it because it's not in the Jedi way to kill someone, But then Maul just throws his lightsaber at the seventh sister
and chops her in half.
Yep. Well, we don't get to see it because they didn't want to show, the death scene.
I'm okay with that, actually. I can tell what happens, and from Ezra's face, it's like, yeah, that's very gruesome. And I really like what Darth Maul said, and it is true what Darth Maul said. You have to always make the move. You can't hesitate. If you do, your life would not be spared.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're a Jedi, that is true. Saying that,
I mean, we did see some of that in the Clone Wars.
That's true.
So yeah. So after that, Darth Maul joins with Kanan and Ahsoka to try and defeat the fifth brother and the eighth brother. Is it?
Yeah.
They managed to kill the fifth brother and they managed to kill the seventh. Not seventh sister, the eighth brother. So Kanan managed to kill him. Then we get the whole turnaround with Maul. The very dark side of Maul. How Maul says that my new apprentice is putting the Holocron in the weapon station, and then Maul blinds Kanan, which I actually really like how the effect for that worked. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Got like red everywhere.
Yeah, and then Ahsoka, of course, escapes to get to Ezra, but now we understand that whole vision now that Kanan had with the Inquisitor, because after he got blinded, what did he pick up? What helmet?
The mask. The temple mask.
Yep. So that whole temple scene there, that's what it lead up to. The whole temple scene lead up to this moment.
Which I thought it was a cool Easter egg.
Yeah. Definitely a good Easter egg. Definitely a good thing. Now, do you think that Kanan, every time he's going to do a lightsaber fight now, is going to wear that mask?
Most likely, yes, because he'll be able to see in a mask and use the Force. Because a Jedi can't even use the Force if they're blind.
A Jedi can, yes.
Yes, but not a Sith.
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
But basically, though, that's what the whole fishing thing they got here lead up to was that whole blindness thing that's going to happen, and the whole thing about his apprentice, because that's what they said too about his apprentice.
Hmm.
And it'd be interesting what they do with that with season 3 too, of Kanan's blindness. So
Yeah, and plus two, do you know how the Inquisitor has those kind of ears,
yeah.
like charcoal ears? Now I'm wondering if that's the same stuff what Kanan had on his,
Oh yeah. I mean
bandit.
that's part of his design, but yeah, because after in the last time we saw Kanan, he looks like he has some things on his ears, like
Hmm.
Lobot.
Now, after when Kanan picks up the mask, he managed, which was a really cool lightsaber move. What he had,
Yeah.
how he had the like Ahsoka's kind of, but
Yeah.
facing forward.
Yeah, the whole holding the lightsaber.
And now I'm reckoning that's gonna be Kanan's you lightsaber move from now on, maybe.
Maybe we don't know for sure. But
So after that, Kanan joins Ahsoka into the Maul fight, and then Kanan pushes Maul off a cliff.
yeah, it's like, hey, Darth Maul defeating two Inquisitors, but when it comes to a Jedi, nope, push.
No.
Ah!
Now I thought Darth Maul would be dead there for now, but he
Oh no,
wasn't.
I knew he wouldn't. I knew he wouldn't. I mean, come on, you gonna bring Darth Maul back and just have him die in this episode? No, no.
No,
Dave Filoni cares too much about the Clone War, his Clone Wars babies.
exactly. So would you like to continue on from here?
Oh, I'd be happy to, because now we'll be getting into the fun stuff.
Yep.
So, after Ezra figures out that the temple is a battle station, basically, he tries to remove it, but
Fails because they need two Jedi because that's a rule. If you
yeah.
lift someone up, you need the rule of two. So that goes on in the further when Kanan joins Ahsoka, and then we saw Darth Vader comes in with his TIE fighter, which was a epic move, I would
Oh
believe.
yeah,
How
yeah.
we have never seen Darth Vader done that before, make a awesome entrance on his TIE fighter.
It was a very cool entrance. Yes. And then after that, we got a little fight between Ezra and Vader. Of course, Vader defeats Ezra super easily.
And
And
then
then after,
Ahsoka.
mhm,
So basically, Darth Vader was saying, "I have been waiting for this,"
yep. And
and
then they talk into the thirds of Anakin. They don't address him as Anakin directly yet.
which was kind of annoying. So basically, Darth Vader said that he destroyed Anakin
Hmm.
because he was weak, which he wasn't weak. Well,
Yeah, but remember, Darth Vader
mhm,
thinks Anakin is weak, because not enough power, not enough anger.
mhm.
So it's like, of course. And then after that, we get finally our fight
Fight
between
between Ahsoka and
Ahsoka
Vader.
and Vader.
Mhm.
Yes, and I thought the fight at first when I first watched it, I thought it was a good fight, but I hated it a bit because it was not like what I really wanted. But after I watched it again, yes, I do really like the fight. It was very well done,
I
I
got
thought.
something to say as well. How can Ahsoka not recognize Anakin's lightsaber? Like
Well, that's
honestly,
not that's not Anakin's lightsaber though. That's a whole new hilt design.
oh right, I thought it was like Anakin's lightsaber still, but it would just change crystal color.
No, it's different.
Hmm.
It's completely different.
So after, all that fighting between Ahsoka and Darth Vader, we get the reveal of Anakin.
Yes, of Anakin Skywalker. After Ahsoka behind him and slices the helmet.
And we see his red eyes from episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
funny enough, this is what I realized, that Ezra did not notice Darth Vader as Anakin. Only Ahsoka could.
But Ahsoka was more closer to Vader than Ezra and Kanan. They were close to the Phantom at that
Mhm.
point. Now, I really do love this scene. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it, what
Same
they
here.
say. I love the voice acting. But I have to make a complaint here. The face of Vader is wrong. I know they're using the character model of Anakin, but more deformed a bit. But the thing is, one, this takes place some years before A New Hope, and definitely some years, until Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
So his face at this point should look white, pale, with no eyebrows. But look, his skin is nice and skin still, and he still has his eyebrow, you know? And it's like, come on, guys, put some effort into your character designs, for God's sakes. Jesus!
Now, what I actually like about this scene, now the voice actor for Anakin in the Clone Wars done a really well job of, being Anakin and Vader. Well,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
James Earl Jones who's voicing Vader in Rebels again.
Yeah, yeah. They did a good job mixing it. I'm not saying the scene sucks. No, the scene is amazing. The scene is what I want, and I just wish it lasted a lot longer, but they have to save the confrontation, I guess, with season 3, which at because I thought Ahsoka was going to die in this season, which
Same
I've
here.
been okay with. But because she didn't, and we have proof of she not dying, because she didn't, though, it brings up questions, and plus two, it will develop her character a lot more, because throughout season 2 we didn't really know her that much
Hmm.
through season 2, like what happened to her after Order 66 and whatnot. So cutting it off right here and then, it would be cool, but at the same time, we might want some more character development first from her, especially too with the people who have not seen the Clone Wars.
Hmm.
So basically, after this great thing happens, and after her realization, Ezra and Kenan leaves with the Holocron, and Ezra crying and feel terrible for what happened.
To Kanan, and then we get to go back to their rebel base,
Mm-hmm.
and when Kanan and Ezra come out, Hera feels like really sad about what happened to Kanan.
Oh yeah, I mean, in Press 2 Rex, it's like, where's Ahsoka, basically, and she's not there, and you can see the guilt in Ezra's face too.
Mm.
He does feel so guilty and in pain.
So after that, we got a scene when Darth Maul escapes with Vader's TIE
No,
fighter.
no, 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 no. Everyone keeps saying Vader's TIE Fighter. It's not. Darth Maul escapes with the Eighth Brother's TIE
Oh,
Fighter.
right, right. So after that, he looks like really disappointed. Now, here's my theory that Darth Maul's gonna track down Ezra to be his new apprentice, maybe in season 3.
I can see that. Or it's going to be actually pretty good, because now Kanan can't really see. He needs help with anything, so Ezra
Hmm.
now needs to take more of a in charge level, which is great. It would be real cool that behind Kanan's back, that he does some training with Darth Maul. Like, he at first, when we meet again, not Kanan, Ezra doesn't trust Darth Maul, but somehow though they can make a great relationship or friendship, to where it's like, I don't want to be your friend, but I'd be happy to be your teacher.
Yes,
And because he feels like maybe learning some of the dark side through him might be a good thing.
which
But
it could be resolved in a big plot twist.
yeah, make sure though he doesn't go towards the dark path. Now
Hmm.
that could be something fun, to play around with, or they to meet up once again, and the only reason why is because Ezra wants to ask Darth Maul a question, but with his lightsaber, of course, his new lightsaber, I should say, train on Darth Maul.
Hmm. So after that, we get to see Vader leave the temple, and like Vader looks like all in shame,
Yeah, he looks
etc.
yeah he looks beat up, and I really do like this scene. And then after that, for a quick 5 seconds, I wish Dave Filoni did this better. But a quick 5 seconds, you see Ahsoka here going into the temple. So yes, this picture right here shows that she is alive, that she did survive. Now, the big question though is, why is she going into the temple, back into the temple? To learn
Maybe
more
to,
training or
or
something
maybe
else?
or maybe to contact Master Yoda.
Through a Sith temple?
Maybe because that could be possible.
I guess so, maybe. It just seems kind of weird. But the thing is, though, it's going to be interesting. And remember, too,
Mhm.
she even said to Vader, "I'm not a Jedi." And I really like that scene, too, between them, where Darth Vader says, uh,
Revenge is not the Jedi way.
yeah, and then she goes, "I'm not a Jedi," which is really, really great. And then our last scene of Rebels that I love, I think you will love too, is this right here with
Yep,
the red eyes of Ezra.
Ezra. Yep. So looks like Ezra maybe turning to the dark side.
Which, you know what, I am 100% on board with Ezra going to the dark side. I
Same
want
here.
them. I want them to have the balls to actually make Ezra go to the dark side,
Hmm.
because throughout all of the stories and throughout all of the EU stuff, Lost the Jedi, have always been good. Not all of them, of course. It's just for actual TV show to actually show this kid who knows nothing about the Force making his own decision on which to choose. If he goes to the dark side, I'd be okay with that. And actually, I'd be okay if he goes to the dark side and still is friends with the Ghost Crew. You know,
Hmm.
I'd be okay with that. It's like, yeah, Ezra leaves them because he goes to the dark side, but they still understand, and they have this maybe a nice emotional scene at the end, of hugging goodbye and whatnot, and Ezra leaves and whatnot, and then um, Kenan is going, now he's my enemy, and then
Hmm.
boom, done, season 3 over, and then after that, season 4, and then season 4 will be the last season of Rebels, and then boom, 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 fight, dun, 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 and then Ezra gets killed. And then
Yep.
Kenan gets killed, and then everyone dies, besides Sabine,
Or maybe Hera.
or her too, I guess. So
Mm.
that could be a fun little thing you can do for season 3 and 4. Season 3, the fall of Ezra. Season 4, the big fight, the
No,
final
the fall of
finale,
Kanan. No, the fall of the Ghost Crew.
or that too. Yeah,
Now, in season three, that Lando will be making an appearance again. That is confirmed by Dave Filoni, which is always a good thing. And I'm hoping that they'll bring Han Solo into it, as they brought Lando into it already.
if if they're going to bring Hans, yeah, if they're going to be Han Solo in, they have to bring Harrison Ford. I know it's a long Han Solo, but the voice is still the same. If
Hmm.
you can get Billy D. Williams to do the voice of Lando, still you can get the voice. You can
Of
get Harrison
Harrison.
Ford to do the voice of Han. You know,
So, what would you rate this episode?
I I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but because there's some stuff I have trouble with here and there, and it was not a big impact for me at first watch, I have to give it a 9 out of 10.
For me, I'll probably give it a 9.5 out of 10 because, some stuff was a big failure. Like, they never showed the Ahsoka is really alive. They only just give it like 2 seconds and that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, man, this was a great finale. I mean, I thought it was going to be a two-parter for the finale, but the sources were wrong.
Well, for the Blu-ray, I think they're gonna cut it
Yeah,
up in two parts. But basically, this was a better season finale than the first one we
and
got.
even the opening for season 2 as well.
Oh man, actually, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm reckoning that we'll probably see the Emperor in the third season now.
We better. I was hoping that we were going to see the Emperor during this episode, but we didn't.
Mhm.
We only got a mention of him, saying that, of course, he predicted or he has foreseen that he will meet up with Ahsoka.
Well, a mole or whatever.
Well, Ahsoka. It's Ahsoka.
Yeah.
That Darth Vader is going to meet up with Ahsoka. But we better see Emperor Palpatine in season 3. I'm hoping we're able to see him in the first episode of season 3. At least something.
Do
Or
you know how do you know how we have not seen Tarkin for a while?
I'm okay with not seeing Tarkin
Guess where he
again.
would be? Death
At
Star.
the Yeah, the Death Star. But I don't think we're going to go to the Death Star in season 3. Well, maybe we might.
Maybe, or season 4.
It all depends if what they do. We don't know for sure if season 3 is going to be the last season yet or not.
Mm.
Um, we have to wait and see. And if it's the last season, they really need to tie stuff up here. They really need to do lots of good stuff and no filler episodes at all. Lots of great stuff with Ezra,
Mm-hmm.
and Sabine, and Hera and
Hera
Kane.
and Ahsoka.
Yeah, if season
And
3, if if season 3 is the last season. If it's not, you can maybe put 1 or 2 filler episodes, but keep it on track, fellas.
I'm hoping as well that they'll bring probably a Sarge Ventress back into the series because we did hear her voice in the Holocron. So
Yeah, but I don't want her. I really don't. And
I,
plus,
would-
too,
I,
she
would- I would like
died.
yeah, I would like to see if Raven or whatever.
Yeah, Raven would be cool. Darth Raven would be cool to see. And it'd be cool to see Darth Raven in the Holocron. You
Hmm.
know, that would be cool. That would be awesome.
So
But
anyway, guys, that's basically it for our podcast for today. So yeah, that's our series 2 wrap up, I guess.
yep, and stay tuned here later on for my top 5 and our
Yep.
season 2 review of Star Wars Rebels.
And our ranking as well for each episode. Maybe we can do that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So may the force be with you guys and stay awesome. Bye.